Sorry, once again, my phone's short of memories cut me off. So what I was saying is, what if the aptitude test that they took was wrong? They're usually issued this test at a younger age, so the aptitude test could not be accurate. Or, they could study this field of work, their entire life, dedicate years to this craft, and they just decide that they no longer, want to be in this certain field. Would they be allowed to retest, or would they be allowed to change fields? More than likely not, especially if you've dedicated your whole life to one craft. It's going to be really hard for you just to switch up and move into a different area of work this far down the road. And about the politics thing, can you force politics on anybody? I don't think politics are something you can force on people. Political people are going to be interested in politics and in voting, and people that aren't are not going to have anything to do with it. I feel like you would get skewed results in elections if you did this, because people that aren't as informed as more political people would cast votes for people they know nothing about. They would be, more inclined to just follow the leader, just pick the popular opinion, do what everybody else is doing. And I feel like it could really skew results, because uninformed voters, could just really ruin, the election for, maybe a worthy candidate that isn't as popular as someone else. And then you get into my TLO. I feel like personally my purpose is to coach sports, and particularly football. I've grown up my whole life playing football. I played ever since I was 6 years old, played all throughout high school, had the opportunity to play at a higher level, but I have always been involved with youth sports, coached youth sports, and I'd eventually like to get into the high school level of coaching. But in order to do that, you have to get into teaching, and that's never been something I was too sure I wanted to get involved in. But in order to do one, you have to do the other. Right now my major is finance, and I've worked at an assistant manager at a bank, and I've worked there for a few years. I've been in banking for a couple years, so I've really put down a path and put down some a lot of roots in banking, and I've made a lot of have a lot of experience. I've made a lot of ties. I've moved up in my career already, but if coaching is something that I really want to do, I would have to go more of an education route, become a teacher, do something in that education field, which is something I've really I've thought about for a long time. If I wanted to go teach, maybe I could take my finance, teach finance or anything along that lines in high school, just so I could coach. And that's something that I really believe was my purpose to be here. It was to be around the game that I love, that I've always loved, and to be around kids that love to play it. And I've always been good at helping kids learn the game, and I've really, have a passion for it. And I feel like if you have a passion for something, that's what you're meant to do. So, my TLO at the end of the day, it's something if I have to decide that I really want to follow it and really feel like I want to fulfill my purpose of being here, I may have to, pick up my baggage, change my whole course of action, and, go from there. Whether that's something we'll do, it's still something I think about every night. It's still something I think about every day. We just have to see what path it is that we'll take. And then, you never know where you may end up down the road.